here we are, the Magdalene Rosary, December 2021. So we are just at solstice. Because of my love of the number 22, I always celebrate the solstices and the equinoxes on the 22nd. Some people, sometimes they fall on the 21st, sometimes it falls on the 20th. And so here we are. This is close enough to the solstice. And people are still entering. Welcome, welcome. We're just getting started, and we're going to dive into the practice in just a moment. If you have a rosary handy, or mala beads, or some sort of prayer beads, that's great. And if you don't, use these. Use these fine appendages. I find that using rosary, and I also use these wrist rosaries, which I've started making and selling on my website. I find using the rosary really deepens the practice, really deepens the process, but it's not necessary. There's just something really powerful about the repetitive recitation of prayer. And I have to tell you, for a long time, as somebody that grew up Catholic, but is not a practicing Catholic, and I kind of, did that sort of teenage rebellion thing with Catholicism and turned away from those practices. And yet I really longed for the depth of it. I really longed for the deeper mystical practices of Christianity and looked for a long time for them, and didn't really have any luck finding anything. And that led me in a whole lot of different directions. And I've since found a lot of really beautiful aspects of esoteric Christianity, but that came much later in my journey. And somewhat connecting with Mary Magdalene and writing the Magdalene Path book, and deepening into the sacred feminine. And as somebody, though, that was raised Catholic, and I went to a high school named Marian. I mean, there was so much Mary energy in my world that I, in hindsight, can see all of that. And I sort of, for a long time, poo-pooed recitative prayer, rote praying. But since this rosary came to me, I've just found that it's really, I've changed my tune about it. I have a much different opinion about it now. Because I think there's something about the rote recitation of prayer that gives your mind just enough to think about, just enough to focus on, that you're not thinking about your to-do list. You're not thinking about gifts you need to wrap, or gifts you need to buy, or places you need to drive, or appointments you have later today. You're just in that moment, in those words. And then deepening into these words, as we'll do in a moment, and finding the words that really fit for you. So this is the way I received the prayer. I woke up one morning, I kind of knew this new way to pray the rosary, but instead of to Mother Mary, who it's traditionally prayed to, it was to Mary Magdalene, which just made my heart fly open, because I have had such a long devotion to Mary Magdalene and really wanted a spiritual practice, a spiritual prayer practice that could connect to her. I had lots of meditation practices, lots of different sort of embodied practices, movement arts and creativity and things like that. But this was the first sort of prayer that really aligned with me. So I'm going to share those words with you and the way they came to me. And I worked with a few groups in the beginning, and they made some short additions, some tweaks, some suggestions. And one of those things that came pretty early on when I received it was to change the language from the thee, thou, archaic language that we don't speak anymore. It was in its day, it was how people spoke, but it's not how we speak now. So using words that are more resonant with how we speak now. And I'll share the words so that you know what they are. Now, hopefully you have the link that's in the email to the document, to the handout. I don't have the capacity to do that, to share that with you today. And that's okay. Even if you just sit back and you receive and say the words you can say and listen, that's all great. That's all perfect. So just want to check my notes. Some of you have come to this before, and we started late. So in the interest of time, oh, thank you, Carol is popping the link in there. And if anybody has the document open and you want to copy the prayer, just the prayer part, into the chat, that would be lovely. Bonus points for that. But like I said, we don't need to get hung up on, like, all the reading and everything. So for anybody that was raised Catholic and or knows the Hail Mary, this is very similar. There's some wording changes, which I feel like really helps with the flow. I've also used the Hail Mary just even as it is. It's a very powerful prayer, whether that's to Mother Mary or to Mary Magdalene. When you start to change, really pay attention to the words and change them in your mind, change the meaning in your mind, it can really work. Thank you for doing that. Again, Carol just put the words into the chat. So just a note about the rosary. I've got one around my neck here, so I'm just going to show you that. The traditional rosary is 10 beads, which in rosary land is called a decade, or as my grandmother always called it, a decade. So that's how I say it, a decade. I don't know if that's what everybody else says, but that's what I call it. So there's 5 of these decades, and then there's these bigger beads in between. Now, in the Catholic practice, you say different prayers on different beads. It's a different one you say for this one, and you'll notice I take the cross off because I don't really find a torture device a great symbol for my own spiritual lineage. I know people that have very powerful relationship to the cross, and if you can frame that in a positive way for you, that's awesome. I'm not putting that down. I've just found replacing it with, sometimes I put roses on them, sometimes tree of life. This one is a fairy. I've got crystal hearts. You can go with what you want. So the Magdalene Rosary, the way I received it is just saying this prayer, just this prayer, no other prayers on other beads. If you want to do that in your own practice, that's fine, that's fabulous. So that means that a decade is 10 prayers and then 1 extra. So that's 11. And we'll do that twice. So that will be 22. You can do it 33, which to me is kind of a Christ consciousness number, 44, which is very balancing, 5 or 55 is the full round of the rosary. And so it's like the more you do, the deeper you'll go. So we'll get a taste of that today, and hopefully you'll find that to be deeply stilling and captivating and entrancing in whatever way. Now it's solstice, whether you're here with me live or watching replay. It's winter solstice, as I said, and that is really a time of the deep dark. It's the time of the longest night and the shortest day. So after today, in the northern hemisphere anyway, we start to shift towards the light, towards longer days. So even though it feels like winter's just starting, in a way, winter's starting to end. But we're in this powerful still point. And so that's what we're going to focus on today. So I'm going to show you a way to use the rosary practice to deepen into, into your meditation, into your own prayer life, and how it can sort of work and marry with the wheel of the year. Because in the wheel of the year, about every 6 weeks, there's a new holiday. There's a cross-quarter day or a holiday in the Celtic traditions and a lot of the earth-based traditions. And so that's what I'm working with today. And really 6 weeks is kind of nice. Like if you're in a really hard spot right now, it's the deep of winter, 6 weeks seems like, that's a doable amount of time. Like I can make it till then, or I wonder what's going to happen then. Some shift is going to happen between now and then. You look back to 6 weeks ago, some shift has happened since then, no doubt. So we'll be working with the energy of the solstice. So let's just take a moment to look at the words of the prayer, just so that everybody's sort of kind of on the same page, so to speak. I have actual paper here. Rustle. So the first, when you see the document, some are lighted in, some are highlighted in different color. That's really to show you what's been changed from the traditional rosary, in case that's helpful to you or interesting to you. So the first line of the prayer is Hail Magdalene, full of light. I mean, to me, she embodies a being, she's embodied a being of light. So we're really calling to her. We're really calling her essence and her energy of light in. And when we do that, you can really start to call her to you. Next line is the way of love is with you and me. So the way of love really is always how, when I received the Magdalene Path, that's always how she spoke of the teachings that she and Yeshua is Jesus's actual name in Aramaic. Jesus is the Greek version, well, the anglicized version of the Greek version, many translations later. So that was the path that they taught. The way of love is with you and me. So we want to bring ourselves into this. This isn't just about them out there, these holy divine beings, and us, these lowly humans. No, we are aligning with the way of love. Blessed are you among women. Blessed is the fruit of your womb. Same as the traditional Hail Mary. I believe that there was at least one child, perhaps more, and the lineage that was carried by a daughter named Sarah or Sarai. So I will often say the fruit of your womb, Sarah. Sometimes I'll say the fruit of our womb, because let's face it, we're aligning with ourselves as goddesses, as divine beings. And so we want really to be blessing the fruit of our wombs, whether that's physical children, whether that's creative projects, whatever the fruits of our wombs might be. The sisterhood, for example, is the fruit of our womb. Holy Magdalene, next line, Holy Magdalene, sister priestess. Now, I'm aligning with her as a sister, and I see her as a priestess. When a woman is a spiritual leader and a teacher and a guide, in any times other than, well, maybe the last 2,000 years, that would be called a priestess. You could also say goddess if you felt more comfortable with that, if the priestess word is a little heebie-jeebie for you. And, or you could say beloved of God, Holy Magdalene, beloved of God. The traditional line in the Hail Mary is Holy Mary, Mother God, or Mother of God, Mother God. So, beloved of God, sister, priestess. And then the next line, awaken the path of the rose in us, now and forever. Amen. Blessed be. Awakening the path of the rose. It's really the love and light that we are calling that's calling us. The path of the rose is the rosary. The path of the rose is the sacred hidden lineage of the goddess teachings and priestessing. The path of the rose has existed in so many different traditions. So whether this is part of your lineage or other lineages as well. Okay, so that's the prayer. Hang on just a second. Excellent. So if you have a candle nearby, that'd be great. Just taking a moment, get your beads nearby. We're just going to drop into the ritual. And if you have any questions, feel free to pop them into the chat. Like I said, I'm using my phone. I hope I can see them. You can also come off mute if you have anything you want to add. So let's just close our eyes for a moment. Bring ourselves into our own centers, our own bodies, our own beings. Allowing ourselves to feel this deep, dark space that we're in the solstice. This has been a challenging time. It's been a good time, too. Many blessings here. But it is definitely shaking the foundations that we are all on. And the wheel is turning. We're coming to another completion of this year. A year that started off very rocky, very uncertain, and that has dipped in and out and through uncertainty. And so in this place, it may be that the only thing that we're certain of is our own breath, our own bodies, our own beings. And even they have been having their challenges, right? As women, we often outpicture a lot of the stress of the collective, of our families, of our communities, in our bodies in ways that we don't always expect. So feeling your breath moving in your body, just giving gratitude for the breath. Feeling your breath move all the way through your body, all the way down to your feet, grounding into the earth, into the cold, dark earth, if you're in the northern hemisphere. In the southern hemisphere, the brightening earth. And gratitude for this circle as we gather together, that we have the capacity, that we have the technology to circle together. How amazing is that? That despite challenges, despite distractions, we can bring ourselves into this circle. And that we can tap into this practice, into the lineage of the priestess, of the goddess, however you relate to that, that calls to you. And certainly to the lineage of the Magdalene. Whether that's a new space for you to enter or not, you are welcome here. And so lighting your candle, light this candle in honor of the darkness and in welcoming the darkness and the light. light this candle at this precipice between these moments of darkness and light. And putting your candle aside in a place that's safe because your eyes are going to be closed. If you have an essential oil nearby, go ahead and get that. If you don't worry about that. Just gently taking the oil between your hands, giving that and I'm using the oil spikenard, which is a very rare oil in the time of Mary Magdalene and Jesus, which is why it was such an uproar when she used so much of it to anoint him. But as a miraphor, sent priestess, she knew that that's what he needed in order to release for the ordeal that he was contemplating. I'm just taking some of that oil and rolling this on the bead that I have, these 2 aromatherapy beads here. So, but not just taking it in your hands and blessing your beads. This is just a way of bringing yourself into the practice. So you start on the first bead, not one of the big beads, but one of the ones next to the big beads. If you're on this kind of rosary, you'd be maybe right about down here. I'll say it slowly to begin, and then as we go, I'll go more quickly. And you're all on mute. I think you're all on mute. I hope you're all on mute. Check and make sure you're on mute, and then we can all be saying it together. And taking a deep breath. Hail Magdalene, full of light. The way of love is with you and me. Blessed are you among women. Blessed is the fruit of your womb. Holy Magdalene, sister, priestess, awaken the path of the rose in us, now and forever. Blessed be. That's all in one beat. So now, second beat. Hail Magdalene, full of light. The way of love is with you and me. Blessed are you among women. Blessed is the fruit of your womb, Sarah. Holy Magdalene, sister, priestess, awaken the path of the rose in us, now and forever. Amen. Blessed be. Hail Magdalene, full of light. Maybe you start to call her, maybe you start to see her appearing before you as this bright light, sort of appearing from the mist, appearing through the darkness. The way of love is with you and me. Blessed are you among women. Blessed is the fruit of your womb, the sisterhood. Holy Magdalene, sister, priestess, awaken the path of the rose in us, now and forever. Amen. Hail Magdalene, full of light. The way of love is with you and me. Blessed are you among women. Blessed is the fruit of your womb. Holy Magdalene, sister, priestess, awaken the path of the rose in us, now and forever. Blessed be. Hail Magdalene, full of light. The way of love is with you and me. Blessed are you among women. Blessed is the fruit of your womb, Sarah. Holy Magdalene, sister, priestess, beloved of God, awaken the path of the rose in us, now and forever. Amen. Hail Magdalene, full of light, the way of love is with you and me. Blessed are you among women, blessed is the fruit of your womb. Holy Magdalene, sister, priestess, awaken the path of the rose in us, now and forever. Blessed be. Hail Magdalene, full of light, the way of love is with you and me. Blessed are you among women, blessed is the fruit of your womb. Holy Magdalene, sister, priestess, awaken the path of the rose in us, now and forever. Amen. Hail Magdalene, full of light, the way of love is with you and me. Blessed are you among women, blessed is the fruit of your womb. Sarah, Holy Magdalene, sister, beloved of God, awaken the path of the rose in us, now and forever. Amen. Hail Magdalene, full of light, the way of love is with you and me. Blessed are you among women, blessed is the fruit of our womb. Holy Magdalene, sister, goddess, awaken the path of the rose in us, now and forever. Amen. Hail Magdalene, full of light, the way of love is with you and me. Blessed are you among women, blessed is the fruit of your womb. Sarah, Holy Magdalene, sister, priestess, awaken the path of the rose in us, now and forever. Amen. Blessed be. Hail Magdalene. Pause, let's pause there for a moment. We're at one of those big beads. And so, as we start to really dip into this deep space, feeling the deep dark, the still point, the darkness of winter, allow yourself to enter the dark. Receive the dark. The dark is a place we've been taught to fear, and there is nothing to fear. And into this dark space, what are you ready to release? What are you ready to release, beloved? Maybe it's a pattern in your relationship. Maybe it's an illness that you've been unable to master. Maybe it's a quality or way of being that you've been troubled by. What are you ready to release? And then on that bead, we say the prayer, Hail Magdalene, full of light. The way of love is with you and me. Blessed are you among women. Blessed is the fruit of your womb. Sarah, Holy Magdalene, sister, priestess, awaken the path of the rose in us now and forever. Amen. Blessed be. Now we start the second decade. Hail Magdalene, full of light. The way of love is with you and me. Blessed are you among women. Blessed is the fruit of our womb, the sisterhood. Holy Magdalene, sister, priestess, awaken the path of the rose in us, now and forever. Amen. Hail Magdalene, full of light, the way of love is with you and me. Blessed are you among women, blessed is the fruit of your womb. Sarah. Holy Magdalene, sister, priestess, awaken the path of the rose in us now and forever. Blessed be. Hail Magdalene, full of light, the way of love is with you and me. Blessed are you among women, blessed is the fruit of our womb. Holy Magdalene, sister, priestess, beloved of God, awaken the path of the rose in us, now and forever. Blessed be. Hail Magdalene, full of light, the way of love is with you and me. Blessed are you among women, blessed is the fruit of your womb. Holy Magdalene, sister, priestess, awaken the path of the rose in us, now and forever. Amen. Hail Magdalene, full of light, really allowing her light to wash over you, infuse you, merge with that light. This light is who you are as well, sisters. The way of love is with you and me. Blessed are you among women. Blessed is the fruit of your womb. Sarah. Holy Magdalene, sister, priestess, awaken the path of the rose in us, now and forever. Amen. Hail Magdalene, full of light, the way of love is with you and me. Blessed are you among women, blessed is the fruit of your womb. Holy Magdalene, sister, priestess, awaken the path of the rose in us, now and forever. Blessed be. Hail Magdalene, full of light, the way of love is with you and me. Blessed are you among women, blessed is the fruit of your womb. Sarah. Holy Magdalene, sister, priestess, awaken the path of the rose in us, now and forever. Blessed be. Hail Magdalene, full of light, the way of love is with you and me. Blessed are you among women, blessed is the fruit of your womb. Holy Magdalene, sister, priestess, awaken the path of the rose in us, now and forever. Amen. Blessed be. Hail Magdalene, full of light, the way of love is with you and me. Blessed are you among women, blessed is the fruit of your womb. The sisterhood. Holy Magdalene, sister, priestess, beloved of God, awaken the path of the rose in us now and forever. Blessed be. We're not that second big bead. So breathing in and really feeling that we have now turned the page, we've now turned the corner from the still point towards the light. The light is like a small seed. What is the seed of light that is coming to you now? Just allowing yourself to receive the light in whatever way, small or large, you may be experiencing it. Let me say the prayer this one last time for this round of 22 anyway. Hail Magdalene, full of light. The way of love is with you and me. Blessed are you among women. Blessed is the fruit of your womb. Sarah, Holy Magdalene, sister, priestess, awaken the path of the rose in us now and forever. Amen. Blessed be. We'll just sit quietly for some time just to receive this prayer and receive this energy. If you want to keep reciting the prayer, feel free to work through each prayer, one bead. Just receiving this light, filling your own well. Just allowing yourself to receive this light, allowing it to clear through you any places that are in need of, that have been in shadow. Just gently bringing the light into these areas, whether they're physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, whether you know what they are, whether you don't know what they are. Breathing in, receiving, filling your own well, knowing that you're worthy, knowing that you're deserving, knowing that there's plenty here to go. And when we're gathered in a group, in a circle like this, it's so powerful to take the prayer and send it to other places. So first, I would invite you to send it to the other sisters in the circle. Maybe put yourself on gallery view so you can see everyone, and send this light to others in the circle. I'm sure everyone here could use your love and prayers and blessings. And you could say to yourself quietly, I send this light to, and then someone's name that you see on the call, whether you know them or not. Just working your way through, sending this light to each and every one. See if I can get myself onto gallery view so I can see you all. Oh, it's good to see you all. On a phone, you have to do that scrolly bit. And allowing ourselves to receive the light and receive the healing, even as we're sending it to someone else, even if we're sending it to someone we don't even know. Wow, really feeling the intensity of that light. It's so beautiful. Thank you. And then sending that light to other places, other people, other beloveds in your world. If you care to put any names of folks that in your world that you know need extra prayers and goodness, feel free to pop those into the chat. That will not become part of the recording unless anybody speaks into the Zoom space. So even though this will be shared later, those names will be kept private. And yourself can also be in the name. Yes, the children of Syria. Thank you, sweet Sister Christy. Yeah. And I put in a prayer that that humanity can awaken our own knowledge, gnosis of our rightful place as stewards of the earth, that we reconnect, that humanity reconnects to the earth in the most powerful, loving, gentle way possible, so that we come into right relationship with balance. And certainly sending this energy through your own home, in the area around your home, as cleansing and as protection, and then expanding that, sending that energy anywhere else in your community, in your world, in your physical world. Feeling those prayers expanding out into our towns and cities, out into the countryside around where we live, blanketing the county or the state, the province where we live, seeping out through all of the borders, cross borders, as borders are fragments of our creation. Sending that energy out through planet, across the land, through the waters, into the air, into the mountains and the fires. Knowing it will do the good to do. To adding to all the other prayers that are already out. One more breath. Sorry. Bring yourself back to the room. Making any notes you'd like to make about anything that you released or anything you received. Any notes about any words or languaging that you might have noticed, if you'd like. Not, that's totally fine. As we move ahead through the holidays, I want to wish you all great, expansive blessing, ease, and grace in all of your holiday travels, whether you're going near or far or not at all.